So now this image, remember what we've learned. What are the 4 rules for depth of field? The 4 rules to minimize depth of field. Number one. Zoom in. Number 2. Wide action. Number 3. Close to your subject. Number 4. Subject far from the background. So in this case, we're using the same. Zoom. Okay, I'm not zooming in at all. We are using the same aperture, 1.8, and the subject is not moving further or closer from the background. So the one thing I'm changing is what? The one thing I'm changing is my distance from my subject. Now it's a really nice way of seeing the bokeh. The bigger these balls, basically that means the blurrier the background. Okay, so we can see this really, it's really cool here. So as I move in closer, do you see these shots? They're not all the same picture, but you see how these balls here are very small. As I move in closer, they get a bit bigger, bigger still, until they're even bigger. Traffic lights and traffic lights and the back sides of cars and street lights. Isn't that cool? You can do that. What? Really what?
Yeah, why does he want to make anything out of any balls?
He didn't want to do anything. That was my decision. He didn't have a clue what was going on. That was my decision. And then this is just an interesting image. I took this picture. I mean, look at these awesome shapes in the background, yeah? They're very cool, no? Very dynamic. But this, I took it with this thing and then I was like, wait, let me move. So I just moved past there. This isn't done in Photoshop, this is just me moving. So at least I gave myself the option of with or without.
It's nicer without, anyway.
It's nicer without, for sure. And then look at this. Look at this difference here. Look at that little light popping over his shoulder. Isn't that distracting? Yeah. You see now I. What?
As well because it's got a flower on the other side.
Oh yeah, okay. It's less symmetrical. But the reason why, except for this flower thing on the other side, what makes that annoying?
That's shaking. It makes it look like it's on his shoulder. So say like having a pole coming out of your head.
Okay.
Is that annoying? So it makes it
That
look brighter. Changes all.
Because it's a point of focus. You look at that forward. It's not.
All these things, that is true to all these things. I think the main thing here is that sharp lines are really pleasing to the eye. Okay? When there are sharp lines, we have gotten rid, for no benefit at all, we've gotten rid of this sharp line on his shoulder, taking it away with that blob of light. This is just the example of the difference between having a very formed light. We've got a mid-tone and a shadow, and then we've got all the shadows taken away. Look at the difference here. What do we prefer, A or B? A or B?
B.
Anybody prefers A?
You get the gram then.
Yeah. No, I like B. I don't know why some people like A.
I don't like B because of that guy.
Wait, this is A.
Oh, I don't like it.
Look at the difference, but look at... Yeah, this is the mother. This is his wife, the mother of the bride. Okay? Look at the difference between being really particular with how you framed it. Again, this is framing. Yeah, everyone can see how this is framing.
Yeah.
Okay, but we've now framed her right in the center. We're just being tidy. Everyone likes tidy. There's no one who prefers living in a mess. No one. There are people who live in messes because they can't tidy up, but everybody loves a tidy, to different levels, but people appreciate tidy. But look at the symmetry as well here.
Yes,
Perfectly symmetrical. Got all these, again, all the interesting hands going on here. A great story. A lot of depth to the image. You with me? Okay, look at this picture here. What do we think of this shot?
It's on 2 people, like 2 separate.
2 scenes.
It's like 2 kinds of pictures going, but the problem is, can see this guy over here? This image feels to me like it's a picture of the Chassan and Kala, and then there's stuff going on in the background. Whereas this picture here actually makes you feel like it's a picture of the Chassan and Kala and of the mum and dad at the same time. By cropping in, getting rid of any extraneous space and distracting It's like we're going back to the very first class. Any distracting things going on, we've ended up with a really clear story over here. Look at the difference between these two pictures. Wait, A or B?
Really though, is this one's got nice lines.
A or B? Wait, what do we prefer? Just a show of hands. A or B?
B.
A? Just me? 2 other people?
It's
Or
got very
B?
cool lines, yeah.
I like it.
With the one with the lighter one, it's looking like you can see it better.
So it's important to take note of what everyone's just said here, because I like this image. I love this image. So yeah, it's much more dramatic. That's what I love. But who cares what I love?
Yeah.
I'm being employed by people.
Like all nice lines and light and stuff like this.
I'm being employed. Ideally, I should be doing more important than what I want is what my customers want. That's really more important. That's like the benchmark of everything. So I personally love that picture. But if you think that that's going to be, I can imagine a lot of people looking at this picture going, but look, he's kind of dark, no? Can't really see. You know, whereas this picture, there's nothing really to grumble about, even though it's not as, maybe as dramatic as this image here. But basically, the Maestro got both images. That's a good thing to do, by the way, if you are in doubt of something that's a bit kind of that you could get in trouble for, as in they would be like, well, that's a bit dark, or why is that kind of fuzzy, and you were doing it on purpose, good idea to cover yourself as well. Look at the difference here. What? By taking another, covering yourself. If you're going to do something out of the box, try and also do something in the box just to make sure that you're covered. This is the difference between a flash going off in the background, which pulls out the subjects a little bit more, and a flash not going off in the background. Okay, how can we improve this image? Think a little bit more. Do you think this image could be made nicer? Then we'd cut away the flowers. Come on, think a little bit more yesodi, a little more foundation. Thank you, excellent. Now you're thinking. Look at that, look at the difference. What? You prefer this one to this one?
In a way, yeah. I like both.
Yeah? I think, Jay, what do we say? A or B?
B.
B. Again, there are going to be, for sure, people are going to have different opinions, but I would imagine on the Rove, people would appreciate this one.